Welcome into Mornings on Main Street, Southern Middle Tennessee, the show where we look at what's happening in Giles, Lawrence, and Maury counties by looking at the pages of your local newspaper. I'm Scott Stewart, the publisher of the Lawrence County Advocate, Pulaski Citizen, and Main Street Maury. I'd like to remind you this week that you can get, in many different ways, a traditional copy of your local newspaper. And all of our newspapers and all of our content is also available on our websites, and I'll give you those here in just a moment. You can get a traditional copy of the newspapers, the Lawrence County Advocate, the Pulaski Citizen, and Main Street Maury at markets across your county. You can also have it mailed to you each week with a subscription. Subscriptions to the traditional and online editions of your local newspaper are available by visiting lawrencecountyadvocate.net, mainstreetmaury.com, PulaskiCitizen.com, and our parent website, mainstreetmediatn.com. Now let's take a look at what's happening all across Southern Middle Tennessee with our weekly wraps. There's a ton going on this week in this week's Pulaski Citizen, starting with our Citizen Spotlight right there at the top of center, and it's my friend Diana Stillman. You can find out about Diana in an article inside this week's edition, and you can see her right there, top and center of the front page. Also on the front page this week, the Power Board here in Pulaski, the Pulaski Electric System Power Board, has adopted a $54.4 million budget for the fiscal year that starts on July the 1st. Part of that budget is a 1.5% rate increase, that it was a scheduled increase for this year. They broke ground last week at TCAT's $33 million campus expansion, and we have photo there on the front page from that event, as well as many photos in this week's edition from Sundrop Fest, and that begins on the front page as well. Inside, there's more photos, including the glass breaking ceremony at Bridgeforth Middle School, where they're about to embark on a $8 million renovation project. And also on A2 is our bi-weekly real estate ads. Inside, we've got local obituary announcements, backward glances, court docket. We got the property transfers, the local church directory. We got community briefs, church briefs, public notices, and fun and games. Also inside this week, Johnny Phelps' Giles Pass highlights the weekly community. And Margaret Campbell has a feature celebrating dads as Father's Day comes up this weekend. There's a lot more inside this week's edition, including at the back of this A1 of the A section this week, we have a full page of photos from Sundrop Fest. There's the milk drop, there's music, there's a slam drop, there's Dale Earnhardt's Sundrop car, dancers, and there's smiling faces everywhere. It was a great event. There was a lot of people up there, and you can see all about it in this week's edition of the Pulaski Citizen. And there's so much more this week in the Pulaski Citizen, including we had a big week on the baseball diamond here in Giles County. So we'll let Wade tell us all about sports.
Hey guys, Wade Neely here, sports editor at the Pulaski Citizen. Time for an update on what's in print and online this week for the Wednesday, June 12th edition of the Pulaski Citizen. Talk about coverage. We have complete coverage of what was a thrilling Giles County Little League All-Star Classic as we broadcast all seven of those ball games on Pulaski Citizen Live last week. Those are on our YouTube channel. So if you want to watch the action from Exchange Park, just get on YouTube and search Pulaski Citizen Live. But to the games we go, it was a wild series. It kicked off last Monday with the All-Star Skills Competition that featured defensive drills as well as a home run derby. But home field advantage was on the line, and winning the skills competition was the National League. So that set the stage for the series, which ended up, as I mentioned, going 7 games. However, it was a weird way to get there as the American League scratches out a couple of close wins and then eventually gets a big win in Game 3. And they took a 3-0 lead in this series, looking like we were on the verge of a sweep heading into Thursday night. Things changed on a dime, however, and the National League peeled off a doubleheader win on Thursday and then followed up with 2 dramatic victories on Friday to win the series. We have complete coverage of the entire series from the first game to the final out, some 2,500 plus words as we break things down from last week. We also have a terrific photo gallery of all of your favorite all-star action, pitchers, hitters, catchers, and fielders. We've got it all covered, and we also have a great group shot of all members of our All-Star Classic. So we kind of blew that event out of the water here locally in Pulaski last week, and we wanted to make sure that we blew it out of the water in print this week. So that is our main story. We also have content from our friend Larry Woody, as always, but Giles County Little League stole the show last week here in Pulaski. That's been an update on what's in print this week, and a reminder, you can read everything in print also online at PulaskiCitizen.com. Wade Neely saying so long for now. We'll see you next week.
Piggly Wiggly, located in Neely's Mill Shopping Center, is Columbia's locally owned and operated Cost Plus 10 grocery store dedicated to serving the community with low prices and smiling faces. Piggly Wiggly offers fresh, hand-cut meats daily, as well as daily hot plate lunches from their deli counter. You're certain to see smiling faces and a helping hand when you're here at Piggly Wiggly. Come by and check out our fresh produce, high-quality meats, and more. Down home, down the street, we'll see you at the Pig.
Having a good, confident smile and being able to portray that positivity to others is really helpful.
A professional family atmosphere is what we get every time we come here.
Our hygienists do a better job at kind of assessing mouths and coming up with plans than most dentists do.
They're very kind and they're very aware of other people.
I think if there's things that I would want you to leave here with, I want you to feel like you were heard, that we listened to you, and I want you to feel like that your concerns were addressed.
Whether you're an athlete or a weekend warrior, when it comes to your performance, don't settle for anything less than excellence. We're proud to announce that Mid-Tennessee Bone and Joint Clinic is now Tennessee Orthopedic Alliance of Columbia, where we are redefining sports medicine and orthopedics. Tennessee Orthopedic Alliance's team of expert sports medicine physicians understands the unique demands of your body. TOA Columbia specializes in personalized orthopedic care, offering state-of-the-art treatments for everything from sports injuries to joint replacements. Learn more at toacolumbia.com.
Nashville Sounds Baseball is back in Hit City for the 2024 season. Spend your nights and weekends at the ballpark with weekly giveaways, fireworks shows, throwback deals, live music, and more. Top talent will take the field at First Horizon Park against the AAA Minnesota Twins, Baltimore Orioles, Atlanta Braves, St. Louis Cardinals, Cincinnati Reds, and more. Tickets start at just $10 and are available now at NashvilleSounds.com. We will see you in Hit City.
The Lawrence County Advocate this week, the wrap starts with a great feature story from Patton on Lawrence County's Cade Schultz, who so many of you know is, as he describes himself, a walking miracle in that article. So I really encourage you to pick that up. Also on the front page this week are some ag-related articles. The first being the UT TSU Extension and Lawrence County Chamber's annual Ag Week Awards, the 2024 Century Farm, and the Agribusiness of the Year. So find out all about that. We also have a feature highlighting Farm City Day out at R&R Farms, all with photos. Finally, on A1, there's a story from Sandy Mashburn on $626,000 in fire grants that have been awarded in Lawrence County. Inside, we've got information from the St. Joseph Board of Commissioners meeting, a request for vendors for the Loretto's Back to School Bash. So if you want to be a vendor at Loretto's Back to School Bash, check that story out. You can find out the information. And we have this year's Elks Lodge Awards. Also, inside, there's a lot of school news with new assistant principals at E.O. Kaufman. We've got 4 new deans of students from all across Lawrence County schools. We got some of the winners from the recent Knowledge Bowl, and there's so many of them that we'll have to do more next week, so be on the lookout for that. Local obituary announcements, local public notices, town criers, community announcements. There's a local church directory, and there's puzzles and comics. There's so much to see in the Lawrence County Advocate this week, a whole lot more than I'm able to tell you right now. So pick up your copy all across the county. There's over 100 markets you can pick up a Lawrence County Advocate. And if you're interested, by the way, don't forget this. You can get your copy of the Lawrence County Advocate sent to you every week by calling either 762-1726 or visiting us at lawrencecountyadvocate.net. We'll be right back after this.
Piggly Wiggly, located in Neely's Mill Shopping Center, is Columbia's locally owned and operated Cost Plus 10 grocery store dedicated to serving the community with low prices and smiling faces. Piggly Wiggly offers fresh, hand-cut meats daily as well as daily hot plate lunches from their deli counter. You're certain to see smiling faces and a helping hand when you're here at Piggly Wiggly. Come by and check out our fresh produce, high-quality meats, and more. Down home, down the street, we'll see you at the Pig.
They have always met wildest expectations as far as taking care of my teeth and my health. You know, teeth health is very important now to your heart. And I told him one day, I said, I'd love to have nice teeth and nice hair. And he said, well, I can take care of the teeth, but I can't take care of the hair. And I said, you can make my teeth? He said, yeah. I said, well, let's go for it. And he did. And I have been tremendously pleased. Dr. Hart, if you need him at night, he's here. This staff here will take care of you 24/7. You don't have to worry about, I can't get a hold of my dentist, my tooth's hurting. No. They will be here for you. And if I could get Dr. Hart to take that same artistry that he has and grow hair, then he would be double rich.
Nashville Sounds Baseball is back in Hit City for the 2024 season. Spend your nights and weekends at the ballpark with weekly giveaways, fireworks shows, throwback deals, live music, and more. Top talent will take the field at First Horizon Park against the AAA Minnesota Twins, Baltimore Orioles, Atlanta Braves, St. Louis Cardinals, Cincinnati Reds, and more. Tickets start at just $10 and are available now at NashvilleSounds.com. We will see you in Hit City.
Hello, race fans, and welcome to Nashville Super Speedway.
That's right, guitars and fast cars right here in Music City. This summer, NASCAR is back at the Nashville Super Speedway. Get your tickets now to watch your favorite driver take on the 1.33 miles of concrete chaos. Visit NashvilleSuperspeedway.com to lock in your spot June 28th through the 30th for the Ally 400 race weekend.
Main Street Maury is again packed full of great diversity of information about Maury County this week. Page 1 features 2 county commission articles, one about a commission committee shooting down funding for a proposed North Columbia Elementary School, and the other concerning a commission committee's reluctance to approve a bill that would oppose a proposed healthcare center in Spring Hill. So if you've been keeping up with those stories, you need to go ahead and pick up your copy of Main Street Maury this week because there's some updates on those. We've got preliminary information on news that came last week about Michael Steele's removal as principal at Columbia Central, and a preview also on this week's front page of the upcoming Columbia City Council meeting Thursday. Moving inside, there's information about some changes that are being made to Columbia's First Fridays events. A groundbreaking was held at Mount Pleasant, and some county commissioners are considering cutting the property tax rate. Now that would be a first for me, and I'm sure a lot of you guys, to see one of our government actually cutting our property tax rate. So find out more about that and anything, all this other stuff I've talked about today in Main Street Maury. Also, the Maury Amateur Radio Club announces its 2024 field day. The Maury County Election Administrator has earned state certification. Maury County's Dairy Month Chairman is from Spring Hill, and Spring Hill High School has a new principal. For the third straight week, our friends down at Piggly Wiggly at Neely's Mill is celebrating the 50th anniversary with deals for you. And as always, Main Street Maury is the only place you can find those deals before you go. Pick up your copy and then go get you some of those deals down at the Pig. There's a lot more every week in Main Street Maury than I could tell you about, so make sure you get your copy today. And there's one more thing to look forward to in this week's edition of Main Street Maury, and that's local sports with sports editor Mo Patton.
I'm Maurice Patton, sports editor at Main Street Maury. This week's print edition's got some big recruiting developments in it as Columbia Central rising senior defensive tackle Jaravius Hall announced that he will be signing with Indiana as part of its 2025 recruiting class. Big get for the Hoosiers and their first year coaching staff, including Kurt Signetti, formerly of James Madison, and that was a huge part of Jaravius's decision-making process, apparently. So be sure and check out this week's Main Street Maury for a breakdown on how that came about and what it is that's got Jaravius excited about Bloomington and the Big Ten. Also, in off-the-court field action, Columbia State will be looking for a new men's and women's basketball assistant coach, as Quan Dudley was recently named as the new women's coach up at Pellissippi State. The community college in Knoxville is starting up an athletic program, or is continuing to start up an athletic program. They're adding men's and women's basketball, baseball, and softball for the upcoming school year. And Quan Dudley, after serving 5 seasons with the Chargers and Lady Chargers, will be taking over the women's program up there. But Gwen Burton is excited about the recruiting class that she's bringing in, even as she needs to add an assistant coach now. So again, we've got coverage of that development in this week's Main Street Maury as well. Be sure and check that out. Also, you're probably familiar, if you're watching this show, with the name Cade Schultz, former Lawrence County High School athlete who suffered a near fatal accident back around Thanksgiving of 2022, a basketball and baseball standout for the Wildcats. He's now serving as an assistant coach with the post-19 seniors, and we've got a piece on him so you can catch up on where he's at in his recovery from that situation there. Got a little summer football schedule for you as high schools are starting to get into their off-season work with 7-on-7s and scrimmages that will be taking place next month. Well, not next month, but later in July and heading into the 2025 season. Also, we've got coverage of another athlete signing, actually. Elizabeth Wood of Zion Christian signed a college softball scholarship with UT Southern. So we've got coverage there. Check that out. Got some Titans stuff and some Larry Woody, as we always do. So again, be sure and check out the print edition of Main Street Sports today. I'm sorry, Main Street Maury. Check out Main Street Sports today from 2 to 4 daily. But yeah, that's going to do it, because I need to get off the camera. Thanks for joining us.
From the Tennessee Valley Weather Channel, this is your weather today.
Good Wednesday morning to you. Thank you so much for stopping by the Tennessee Valley Weather Center. I'm Ben Luna, here with a look at your forecast for today. This weather update is made possible by our good friends at Beasley Wealth Management on the downtown Lawrenceburg Square. All right, we have a lot to cram into a few minutes to talk about. Off the top, sunny, dry, and hot, our local weather headlines, but the tropics are also starting to come alive as well. We'll touch on that in this weather update and do a little bit of comparing and contrasting with temperature numbers as well. So a lot to look forward to here in this edition of Your Weather Today. Let's hop right into it. Here's a look at satellite and radar over the past 24 hours. And the biggest feature that I want to draw your attention to is high pressure over the Ohio Valley. That, coupled with a high pressure ridge to our south as well, has been making for us beautiful weather so far this week. And while today is going to be sunny and dry, today is also going to be fairly warm. We're going to see those temperatures really warm into the mid-80s, and then dew point temps across the area today will also reflect plenty more moisture starting to kind of filter into the atmosphere locally, and that's going to start a sticky feeling. I put an emphasis on that, by the way, as you look into this afternoon, and then just wait till you see what's coming our way as we roll toward the weekend. Here's your futurecast, though, as we step through your Wednesday. Not a bad start to the day at all. Plenty of sunshine, a few fair weather clouds, and temperatures making a warm up to around 80-ish on average by around the noon hour. Most of you will top out in the low to mid 80s for daytime highs this afternoon, but I think it's going to feel warmer as well, because we are going to start upping those dew points a smidge as we head into this afternoon and then on into the next few days. Well, yeah, I'll show you in just a second. Futurecast continues to look good into tomorrow. Here's a look at the longer range forecast model into Thursday and Friday. You'll notice just a few more clouds over parts of the area. We are going to stay rain-free for the duration of the work week. And I do think the weekend as well is going to wind up being completely dry for us here in southern Tennessee, North Alabama, and northeast Mississippi. A lot of that rainfall stays either to our north and to the west, and that's going to leave for us a continuation of what we've seen so far this week. Now, mentioned at the top, we're watching the tropics. We do have a little bit of disturbance that's going to try to kick gear as we head into the next few days. Right now, that guy's located on top of Florida, just a kind of a big bunch of messy thunder showers and some rainfall, but that does have a small possibility of working its way into a smidge of something after it works across the Florida Panhandle and Peninsula and into the Atlantic over the course of the next few days. Something to keep eyes on, nothing that we're really worried about at this point, but we are in hurricane season, and so you're going to start to see more of this activity as we move through the next few weeks and then, of course, months. As far as how things will be feeling outside over the next few days, notice our temperatures really start to skyrocket. This is model projection data, but still into the weekend, the heat index in the triple digits is something that we are watching as a very good possibility for our viewing area. Again, Saturday and Sunday, it's gonna be hot around here, so keep that in mind as you make your outdoor plans. For today, still not half bad, but it's going to feel warmer, I promise, this afternoon. Looking for highs to top out in the mid-80s along with a mix of clouds and sunshine for you. Here's a check on the next 7 days, and well, for the most part, bone dry across the entire area. We are dry at least through the weekend before maybe picking up a chance for a few scattered storms early next week. Our temperatures, though, still on the warm side, working well into the mid-90s here for Saturday and Sunday. Keep in mind the heat index value could definitely be higher for the weekend as well. That's something that we are watching closely. Kelly is back here with an update to your forecast at noon, and Fred Gossage will be here live at 5, all on the Tennessee Valley Weather Channel. Thanks for watching us. Have a blessed day.
Well, that's another week of highlights from the Lawrence County Advocate, Pulaski Citizen, and Main Street Maury. For the rest, you're going to have to pick up your copy. And you can do the traditional newspaper or check us out online. For more information, make sure you check us out at lawrencecountyadvocate.net, mainstreetmaury.com, and pulaskicitizen.com. And thank you all for trusting us each week to help you stay in touch with what's happening in your communities. It is our pleasure to serve you. And thank you again. And God willing, we'll be right back here next week.